Hey, it's Todd Ault. This is Bitcoin Weekly. This is the second episode of Bitcoin Weekly. Happens every Tuesday. Today we're with Crypto Joe and Jason Bartholomew joining us via Zoom. Jason is somewhere in a high rise, and Crypto Joe is somewhere freezing his ass off. Where are you, Joe?
I'm at our mining facility.
You're in Michigan.
I am.
Let's just say that to say that the market is okay. This is a show about Bitcoin, but we are going to not look at the elephant in the room. You got Tesla down 127, the Nasdaq down 4 points. Wow, you got a big sell-off here going on. You have sort of indiscriminate, what I would say here. When I looked, I saw Microsoft. Looks like they're down. Not as bad as they could be. They initially opened up. They were 277 this morning. They're down. Google's down. Google announced a $70 million buyback. But it's a risk-off environment, Jason. What are your thoughts on the market? It looks pretty ugly out there.
Yeah, well, the Fed can't save the market and the dollar. They've chose their weapon. The weapon is the U.S. dollar, of course. Mm-hmm. That's going to fare very well against other fiat currencies. If you look at the DXY, the chart is steadily going up and up and up. It's at an all-time high, 102 and change. So, yeah, it looks like the risk looks like crypto is following the NASDAQ 100. And we're getting throttled everywhere in the market. They're just getting smoked. I mean, Riot, Mara, Hive, all your leaders in the crypto sector getting destroyed. Of course, Nile getting destroyed right there with it. CleanSpark, great financing today. Did a deal with Trinity Capital to procure about 33 to 36 million in equipment financing at very favorable terms. They actually listed, they have an active ATM. However, they haven't used the ATM in some time. Zachary Bradford mentioned that in the press release. How did they get rewarded? Minus 11%, down to $7. So yeah, it's bad, Todd.
Coinbase down $9.54. The crypto market is effectively getting whacked across the board here. I was looking, the only stock. You know, we sold a lot of our positions in December, January, and February to pay for Bitcoin miners. And so in some weird way, Jason, we got rewarded for cutting our positions.
True.
Yeah, it's crazy here. I even see SOS and a lot of these other ones down pretty hard.
Oh, TeraWolf. Hey, look at Earny. Well, obviously Earny announced they were going through the merger with Griffin, but Earny's $1.50. I mean, you got TeraWolf. I mean, TeraWolf is $3.45. I mean, these charts are just abysmal. I mean, it's been that way, like you mentioned on the regular show, since February of 21. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the trend continues. It's going to get worse, in my opinion. You guys better buckle up, because I just see the dollar staying strong, crypto having volatility, and the overall market's just getting punished.
Well, as we talked about with Chairman Powell, they want to crush demand, right? They want to crush demand. Yeah. So you got this sort of we just reclaimed 38,000. We were down below 38,000 for a second there. Yeah. Joe, what's happening in your world?
Just mining and other stuff. I mean, there's some exciting things going on with Bitcoin. I mean, actually some super exciting things, even with the market crushed. I'm sure both of you know Fidelity actually announced they're going to allow people to put Bitcoin into their 401k now, which is rad. And, nobody probably knows this. It's only out an hour ago. Fort Worth, Texas is actually going to mine Bitcoin and mining rigs in their city hall.
In their city hall? Why?
Just because they want to be the first city to officially mine Bitcoin.
Wait, Fort Worth?
Fort Worth, Texas.
We were just there. I love Fort Worth.
Yep.
Wow.
They're going to set up a mining facility in their city hall.
Geez, I guess I better open a poker room there and take Bitcoin. Oops, did I say that? Shit. Well, anyway, that's just a thought.
You know, I mean, you know me, I'm always bullish on Bitcoin. I know that it's got volatility, but again, I'll say to everybody, if you want, you know, not, this isn't advice, but if you watch the trends of Bitcoin, this is trending the way Bitcoin has for, well, since its inception. As it rises, you know, next year is 2023 with the halving in 2024. Bitcoin's probably going to do a steady rise next year. It's going to go higher towards the end of this year. And then in 2023, it's going to go like a rocket, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, so in the chat, John Sparrow, if you weren't so rude, John, we'd probably address your questions, but you're being a prick. So, I mean, why would we even address your questions,
What's his
John
question?
Sparrow?
What's his question?
Well, he just keeps asking about raising capital, ATM, and dilution over and over and over, but then he's calling people names, and yeah, I just don't have time for that.
Yeah, let's move on from that stuff.
Yeah.
We're very well positioned cash wise, so
Yeah.
we're very happy with where we are. And obviously, our decision to raise cash I was nervous. I'm not going to lie. I got very nervous that things were not looking in the right direction. But let's get positive about Bitcoin. I want to go to something that Brett brought to my attention. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but this is a really fascinating thing on 60 Minutes, which I'm going to play right now. And then Joe and Jason, I'd love to get your reaction to. Now, this is 4 minutes of our life. So if we can just stick with me for 4 minutes. You ready to go to the screen? Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
This week on 60 Minutes, we reported on Bitcoin Beach, a small coastal town in El Salvador called El Zonte that has created a Bitcoin economy. It's one of the first places in the world you can use the cryptocurrency Bitcoin to pay for just about anything. Mike Peterson is the man who started the Bitcoin Beach initiative.
The goal from the beginning was to create a circular economy with Bitcoin where the store is accepting it, but then they're turning around and paying their employee in Bitcoin, and then their employee can pay their water bill in Bitcoin and do it electronically rather than having to go to the water office and wait in line. And so that was the goal, was circular economy with Bitcoin. And everybody said we couldn't do it, but you guys are here and you see the results.
To make it happen, Peterson needed to get locals on board with his plan. He got help when, out of the blue, someone offered to launch a better Bitcoin wallet app in El Zonte. Chris Hunter is a tech entrepreneur who saw an opportunity to deliver a faster and cheaper way to transact with Bitcoin using the new Lightning Network. Before connecting with Mike Peterson and Bitcoin Beach, he'd shopped his idea to venture capitalists who told him he was 5 years ahead of his time.
They acknowledged that the technology existed, but they thought it was simply academic or not usable for people in the real world in the year 2020.
So, how did you get here?
After we got rejected from literally every venture capitalist that we approached in summer of 2020, we had read about Mike Peterson in Forbes. We had heard him speak on a podcast. So we cold called him. He had no idea we existed. And we said, hey, let us build for you pro bono some custom tech to support this community initiative that you're trying to get going to support or create a circular Bitcoin economy.
What was the problem you were solving here with the way Bitcoin was being used at the point you came here?
People didn't have the solution here in terms of just a simple, easy-to-use wallet that allowed them to do two things. Number one, save their money, and then spend their money. The vast majority of the individuals here have never had a bank account. The vast majority of the merchants here and businesses don't have a credit card terminal or anything that approximates that. So in a cash economy, introducing something novel like Bitcoin and a wallet there, you have to have a good user experience in order for them to actually adopt it. Otherwise, they'll just push it to the side.
What was the user experience like in early days of Bitcoin here in El Salvador, and what's it like now?
Well, in the early days, I think a lot of the times it was slow and expensive, in so much as that there were on-chain Bitcoin transactions, right? And so you can send money on the Bitcoin protocol, but it typically takes 30 minutes for final settlement, which if you're buying a coffee or paying for lunch is not very effective if you're waiting around for 30 minutes for the transaction
To say check,
Exactly.
you got your money, okay.
Right, and so we introduced a new wallet building on Lightning, right? And Lightning is a layer on top of Bitcoin that allows for these effectively free instant settlements, right? Something that's actually faster than a credit card transaction, right? And that's the essence of the technology behind the wallet that we brought to El Zonte.
Chris Hunter's Bitcoin Beach wallet is the most popular way to use Bitcoin in El Zonte. The experience of using it feels similar to Venmo or Apple Pay. Even though you're paying with Bitcoin, the wallet shows you the value of the transaction in whatever currency you're used to, so you know exactly how much you're spending. It also includes a map that shows users which vendors accept Bitcoin. It all feels very high-tech for a beach town with no paved roads. But Chris Hunter and Mike Peterson are betting that if it works here, it may be a sign of things to come everywhere else.
This is a postcard from the future to show the world that Bitcoin is money and everyday people can use it as such. They're using this advanced money in an advanced wallet that's more advanced than many of us are using in the US.
What do you think, Joe?
I think it's genius. I also think the other postcard from the future you may have missed is where Visa and MasterCard send out assassins, because it's just brilliant.
Jason?
I'm a big fan of the Lightning Network, man.
Send me to Central America. Let's go to El Salvador.
The Lightning Network's coming on hard, man. I mean, video game adopters are now doing it. And once they get into gaming with kids, it's all over. Game over.
So, Joe, what exactly does it do? I mean, I've heard of the Lightning Network, and I talked today on a show. I was on Bitcoin Magazine today, and they talked about using Lightning like in little microtransactions to verify you on Twitter. It's an interesting concept where you'd put up a little bit of Satoshi or something, and you get orange verified or something. But what does the Lightning Network do?
That's interesting. So, like he said in the video, so it's a layer that sits. Everybody knows that Bitcoin has an issue. I mean, the biggest issue is a block gets settled every 10 minutes, right? And so, really, to have that block verified, the end settlement point somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. I mean, we've seen as long as, with network lag, almost up to an hour. I mean, me and you once had a panic transaction where it took that long to verify. Lightning sits, it's a software, it's a network that sits outside. There are detractors that still say the Lightning Network creates vulnerabilities for Bitcoin because it really doesn't sit on the ledger, it sits above the ledger to create instant transactions. It knows what the ledger timing is. So if I have a wallet, right, fundamentally in the most layman's terms, not technical terms, and during this block that we're in right now, it knows that I've got 1 Bitcoin. Well, the Lightning Network also knows that because it's looking at the ledger. But what it'll do is it'll allow me to spend that 1 Bitcoin instantly versus having to wait for settlement, right? Because it's already got a bunch of verifiers that say, yes, Joe actually has this. And they've had to work around a lot of problems like, in the very beginning, was there the possibility of double transactions and all that fun stuff? But it feels like they've got it down. I mean, there's a lot of people building on this network now.
Got it. What do you make of Bitcoin right now? It's I'm trying to get like a little bit of a melancholy sense, not of Bitcoin, but just of the market in general. Jay, why do you think I guess let's refresh everybody. Why is there this sort of overriding negativity right now? Is it just as simple as the Fed's raising rates and you can't fight that gravitational pull?
The Fed has to raise rates 50 basis points in the next adjustment, I believe. And people are already baking that into the cake. Inflation is not going to stop. You're seeing, here's another thing we don't really talk about, disposable incomes being destroyed. Anyone with Robinhood or Wall Street Bets type retail investor, they have less to invest. More is going towards food, everyday expenses, energy, rent, mortgages. There's just less liquidity in the markets, Todd, and that includes Bitcoin. That's my thought. We're not really talking about that, but that's definitely one key factor.
A lot less liquidity.
I disagree a little bit about Bitcoin, and the reason I disagree is I think fundamentally I think Bitcoin's still so young fundamentally. We all talk about it, but people don't understand it. If they understood it, they wouldn't, wow, this is going to sound horrible, but they wouldn't be on apps like Coinbase or Robinhood or Webull buying the Bitcoin, or they'd be transferring it out immediately, right? Not only is Bitcoin a store of value, it's supposed to be a decentralized currency, which it's not anymore. So of course you're tying it to the dollar.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at the markets. You look at a company like Hive. I mean, they have 2 exahash. They have a hodl of, let's take a look here. I mean, they have massive hodl. They produced 278 Bitcoin in March. They had 2,459 Ethereum produced in March. I mean, this is crazy. In March, they produced an average of 9 Bitcoin per day. You look at the stock right now, and their hodl is crazy. If you look at their stock, it's $1.50. Let me share my screen here. This is interesting because it's not just, it's not just BitNile. I mean, if you look at Hive's $1.56 right now, the market cap is outstanding shares, 417 million, market cap 645 million. So, I mean, it's just a bloodbath. I mean, Hive is one of the strongest players in the crypto space, in my opinion. The numbers speak for themselves. And the daily chart is Hive was $5.60 on November 8th, 2021. And now it is April 26th. Hive is $1.57. And so it's down, almost 4x. It's crazy.
I guess if you're an investor
where's Mara at?
if you're an investor in Nile, Mara, any of these companies, really anybody out there in the crypto space, you've been pretty hit up pretty hard, huh?
Yeah, Joe, Mara's at $16.70 after hours. It's down 11% today.
Dude, you want to talk about hodl? Their hodl is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're down. Remember, Riot was in the 70s, right? What's Riot at? What's Riot at, Todd? 11?
1096.
1096.
Wow.
Jesus. I mean, just massive haircuts across the board.
Hey, it's a risk-off environment, guys. Jason and Joe, appreciate you guys being here. Obviously, what we're talking about with Bitcoin Weekly is that we are under attack with those higher rates. I don't really look at it. I don't really look at it as a negative. I dollar cost average into Bitcoin every single day. We mine every single day, Joe. Right? We're mining every day.
Yeah. Would you like to end the show with a little Lucky Lou?
I'd love for you to show everybody what we're doing right now. That'd be great. This would be great.
I'm gonna go on mute for a minute. It's gonna be super loud.
Oh, you must be inside he's inside the enterprise data center part, because when you go inside the power, capacity. God, I can't remember the name of it. When we mine Bitcoin, high density, the high density portion of the building is a lot louder.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm gonna enter with me off mute, and then I'll flip the camera.
Great.
But I'm gonna go right on mute.
Perfect. This is great. Are you going to narrate it, Joe? It would be great if you narrated it.
There we go.
All right. Well, I can narrate a little bit, too. Those are our pods. We have bays and we have pods.
Yeah, those pods, each pod holds 282 of the S19J Pros, average terahash of 100 T per machine.
Look at all the equipment we put in there. Look at all the equipment. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay Money.
Yeah, what I was saying is, obviously you guys are sharp in the chat. You guys can realize you put in the formula, you get, each machine produces X amount of dollars in Bitcoin per day. As of our last report, going back in March, BitNile mined 31.7 Bitcoin in March as miner count doubles. I mean, as the plan is being executed, Todd and Joe, we can expect to see more pods. We can expect to possibly see some diversification in the mining sector. So stay tuned to that. This is all, work in progress. We're working hard for the shareholders, and I'm up late at night making sure machines are being delivered from all over the country. It's a big enterprise, man, and we're growing quickly. So, you just have to have patience. We're working on the plan. We're being transparent, and Joe's at the mining facility now, and you get a good look at it right now.
Hey, but it's all fake.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to those people. Let's not worry about that. Joe, you guys have got another shipment of miners though, right? Recently.
Yep.
Are you able to show that? Are you able to show the new miners that just came in? Is that okay?
I don't know if I want to do that, but if you'd like me to show you.
Yeah, what about from like a distance? No one knows where you're at. How about from a distance? Plus, you have 24-hour security. No one's gonna bother you.
Actually, we have facial recognition and stuff now, so it's way more secure than you people think.
How can they recognize your face with those glasses and that beard?
Multiple pictures.
We're waiting for Joe to show us. So, Joe, is there like a box? I mean, I know that you guys get shipments of them all the time, right? Like Joe's like being all sensitive, walking through the different containers.
I'm gonna flip it in a second.
Oh yeah, there you go. Holy shit! Look at all those new miners. Oh my God!
Stop. Yeah, that's fake. Holy shit, Joe.
Turn those machines on.
Where did those come from? Jeez. That's a lot of miners.
That wasn't all of them.
No, we know. Trust me. The folks can see it.
Hey, Joe, we appreciate your time in Michigan, obviously. When I reflect on right now, I'm averaging into Bitcoin. Every day on Earny.com, I buy a little bit more automatically. I have it programmed in. It buys me a certain amount of Bitcoin, regardless of the price, every day, the same time every day. When I've been talking to Jay about this, and we still do trade. We trade a little bit here and there. Jay will come up with something interesting, but we're really focused on if they're a public company, do we want to own them? Do we want to buy? Do we believe we're buying a great business, and whether it trades or not? It's sort of a Warren Buffett mentality, and that is, I'm really focused on the businesses we own. We just announced we're buying EYP. If we can get through the bankruptcy court. It's funny, I see people saying, oh, must not have been a good company. Why'd they buy EYP? But then when you look at the public filings on them through Pacer, and you see they had $150 million worth of debt, they must have been making some money for some private equity firm to lend them that much money. So, guys, you don't always know the story, all you bloggers out there that can criticize immediately. I'm sure that, I don't want to be mean, but you guys aren't all financial analysts. There's a reason why we do things. But Jay, I got to tell you that people just don't like the crypto stocks, especially us.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just not a conducive environment right now for any type of long-term investment. That's my opinion right now, as of today.
Well, when we shut off the ATM, when we raised $200 million at an average price of $381 last year, we shut off the ATM for a period of about 60 to 90 days, maybe longer. Stock still went down. On days where we're not even using the ATM, the stock's down. I'm getting pounded by people saying, "Stop diluting, stop diluting." And then on days when we use it, we are very, very, very small. So it's an interesting scenario for me that I think people just don't get what we're actually doing. But I don't know if anyone gets what anyone's doing here. I know Riot didn't they have a $500 or $600 million ATM?
They have a 500 million ATM open now. CleanSpark has an active ATM. Todd, we're kind of in the position that Mara and Riot were in like 2019, 2020. I guess if we go back and look at the chart, there was a time Mara and Riot were well under $1, and they just deployed capital properly and they grew the business. I mean, that's all. We're just trying to deploy capital properly and allocate money towards, growth, towards real estate, stability there. We have a nice diversified portfolio that you've built. And we have some alpha, we have some upside, and we have some boring assets.
Yep.
Quite frankly, it's a nice balance, man. I really like what
It
we're
is
doing.
it is a nice balance. And Joe, I want to thank you for showing everyone the pallets of Bitcoin, Bitmain miners. We're getting 2,300 in a month, and as everyone knows, installing 2,300 of anything takes time. So, Joe, you guys are kind of nonstop now, aren't you?
We are nonstop.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, can you show us any of the new pods or not? Is any of them there?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
you're not going to get to see those
Why can't I see a container?
because they're outside and they're identifiable, just like all of them. You know, you put pods either outside or inside, and it's identifiable terrain. So no.
All right, well,
Nice.
you're not fun, but we do appreciate you showing us the Bitcoin miners. Anyways, guys, this has been Bitcoin League. We appreciate you being here. Check out our Bitcoin Day is going to be May 14th at the Risk On conference. Go to riskonevents.com. You got Anthony Scaramucci there. You got you got a
Greg Foss.
Greg Foss.
is-
He's a legend. He's incredible. He's going to be there. You can call 1-844-4-RISK-ON, 1-844-4-RISK-ON, or you can just go to Risk On Events. Natalie Brunell is going to be there.
Great hosts.
Dr. Frank Alwo is going to be there. It's going to be a great day for Bitcoin. We're pretty bullish. I don't want to be flippant, but I'm almost not worried because I'm buying more Bitcoin down here, so I'm in a good mood about it. But it is a risk-off environment. I'm not going to lie to you. When I saw GE down over $8 this morning after doing a 10-for-1 reverse split, well, that's painful. It's got to be painful for GE shareholders. That 10-for-1 reverse split, and then you're down $8. It's really yikes.
These are opportunity times where people can grow their portfolios, grow their wealth, their base of freedom, if you will. You know, money can, fiat can lead to freedom, but Bitcoin is real freedom, and silver and gold are real freedom. But those are just my opinions.
When you go to the conference, you get $1, you get $100, you get a little chip with $100 worth of Bitcoin that you can redeem on Earny if you buy a ticket to the conference. Go to riskonevents.com. Everybody, Joe, thank you, Jason. It's been a little bit of a melancholy day. I'm a little tired. Working nonstop as you are, Jason. I know you are, Joe. Joe, when am I going to see you? Am I going to see you in Alabama?
You will.
Nice. Is your wife going?
She is.
Nice. Is she? Oh, when's she flying out?
Thursday, same day as you.
Excellent. We'll see you in Alabama.
See you in Alabama.
Everybody take well. Risk on, everybody. Be well.
Be well, guys.
It's the Risk On Business Conference. We are launching a platform, the Risk On Business Platform. The speaker list continues to grow, and it is a business conference. You're going to learn stuff. You're going to earn stuff. Whatever your business is, if you want to scale it, you want to be here. I priced this so that everyone could come and includes your hotel rooms. Here in Vegas at the Paris Hotel, if you get there, you get $100 worth of Bitcoin. You get Closer School with Brad Lee for 1 year.
Call 844-4-RISK-ON or go to riskonevents.com.